Hello. Hello, my name is Robin Gailunas. I'm going to be teaching Earth 1, Sun, Earth, Moon, and Stars today. I'm a teacher at the Delphian school. And this course is for kids ages 6 to 8. And this is actually the first time I've ever done a webinar. So if there's any technical difficulties, I'll ask you to please forgive me and to hang with me. So there's a couple things that you are going to need for this class. If you happen to have a globe at home, that would be great, and you can go get it now. If you don't, I have a globe here, and I'll be showing you the different steps that are supposed to happen on the globe. Also, pencil and paper, and if you have a ball of any sort, now would be the time to go get it. So this is a course about obviously sun, earth, moon, and stars. It's sort of a beginning course, so it's perfect for kids age 6 through 8. And I think we are gonna get started. Give me just 1 second. Okay, great. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna be reading the things from the book. This is what it looks like in real life, but you'll see a PDF on your screen, and I'll be reading along. And then after we read, we'll do a couple of different experiments or interactive things. And if you have any questions, I think there's a little button somewhere where you can ask a question. And sometimes I'll ask you guys things, and you can just type in the different responses. Okay, so the first thing we are going to read is, we're going to read from chapter 1, which is called Looking at the Earth. I'm going to put that up on the screen right now. Just 1 second. Okay, here we go. Looking at the Earth. When we go outside, we can see ground and houses and trees. As we move away from the trees and houses, they look smaller. The farther we go away from them, the smaller they look. If we went up in an airplane high above the ground, the trees and houses would look even smaller. If we went way, way up and looked down, we wouldn't be able to see the houses and trees at all. We would see something that looks like a huge ball. We would see lots of water and big pieces of land. Sometimes we would see clouds over the water and land. This big round ball is called Earth. And there's a picture of it. If we went even farther away, Earth would look like a smaller ball. There it is, a smaller ball. A huge ball in space like this is called a planet. Some people like to call Earth planet Earth. There are other planets. They have names like Mars, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn. They're not all the same. Jupiter is much bigger than the others. Venus is hot and Saturn is cold. Some planets are made out of rocks and dirt, while others are mostly liquid. Earth is made out of rocks and dirt and water and has air around it. The Earth does not look round when we're standing on it because it is so very big and we are so close to it. Okay, good. That's all we're going to read from that part. Okay, so now we've just done our very first step on our learning guide. And I'm going to take this learning guide that I've printed out here. Maybe you have one printed out at home, and sign off the first step. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get a ball. So get your ball right now if you have one, or run and go get one if you don't have one with you. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold the ball up very close to our eye, like this. And we're gonna pretend that we are very, very small and standing down on the ball. So I'm gonna pretend that I'm standing right there. Imagine how the part of the ball you could see from down there might look flat. So is everybody doing that? Everybody imagine the way that is? I can kind of imagine it. Then hold the ball away and see how it looks round again. So you guys can see mine, round ball. Great. Okay, good. And just a reminder, when you guys want to ask a question or if something doesn't make sense, make sure that you write it in the Q&A box, not the chat box. We're not actually using the chat function in this one. So make sure if you have a question or I say something you don't understand that you type it in the Q&A box, and I'll make sure to answer your question. Okay, great. So now we've done that second step. So I'm going to sign the second step off. If you're looking at the learning guide, you'll see that the next step is to look at a book called The Planets. But since I have it here and I thought it might be kind of hard to show it on the webinar, I made a little slideshow so you guys can see the things we're going to be looking at. So I'm going to share that with you guys right now. I have to go back a couple to get to the beginning. So this is my slideshow for Earth 1, Sun, Earth, Moon, and Stars. Okay, so in this first one, I picked this picture because I thought it was a great picture of clouds. So you can see all those different clouds there. The next one is going to be clouds and water. So that's clouds and water right there. I think that's actually Italy, probably at night because you can see all those lights. The next one is water and land, and just a little bit of clouds there at the top. And right there, do you guys see that river that's going down on the left? That's actually the Nile River. So if you've studied any other geography, that's the longest river, or the second longest river in the world. Here's another one with water, land, and clouds. I'm not quite sure where that is. And this one is the whole Earth. This picture is actually called the blue marble, which I can see why they picked that because it looks like a blue marble to me. And this picture was actually taken by the crew of the Apollo 17 mission, which was part of a program that brought American astronauts to the moon. Okay, so we're done with that part of it. And I think I have a question here, so. This is a question, and I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your name, but we're not going to be doing Earth experiments, but we will be using different things like balls and globes. And I have this, I don't even know what I would call this, but this is kind of a model of the Earth and the Sun to do some different demonstrations or hands-on things. Okay, so great. So now we've done our third step. Oh, we're actually going back to the slideshow. So I'm going to put the slideshow up and we're going to look at some pictures of some different planets. I just picked a few, it's not all of them. And what I would like you to do is, as you see it, if you would type into the Q&A box the name of the planet, which I wrote on the slide, and what color it is. Okay, here we go. Let me see, I have another question. Thank you, Gaia3. Thank you for telling me how to say your name. Okay, and here are the planets. This is Mercury. So if you guys can type in the name of the planet and what color it is, I think that's a really beautiful planet. The next one is Venus. I like that one too. Looks a little bit cloudy to me. Here's Mars. This is Jupiter. I think if you want to write what color it is, it's okay if you pick one color. You don't have to say all the colors. Okay, great. Yes, Kinley, I can slow down a little bit so you can have a little bit more time to type. That's no problem. And great, Adele. Yes, Mercury is definitely brownish white. Okay, great. You're right, Kinley. Jupiter is definitely multicolored. I like the way it looks. It's very interesting how it has those different colors. Good, Lucas and Lila, Cintron. I agree. Mars is sort of pink and gray. Very nice, guys. Okay, I think we have a couple more. This is Saturn. Saturn is actually my favorite one because I really love the rings, the ideas of the different rings around it. And this is the last one we're going to look at. This one is Neptune, which I think is just really such a beautiful planet. Great. I got one that says Jupiter is gold, which I love that. And you're right. Finley Neptune is a blue color. Great. Thank you guys for typing in those answers. Okay, good. Well, now we've done the next step. So I'm going to sign it off here on my learning guide. And you guys are welcome to sign off yours on your end too. We're going to read, the next section we're going to read is called globes. And we're actually going to read to the end of the chapter. So I'm going to put that up on the screen. Hold on one second. Okay, here we go. Globes. When we study about Earth, we sometimes use a globe. A globe is a model of planet Earth. On a globe, the oceans are usually colored blue and the land is a different color. You can often find out things about Earth by looking at a globe. People live all over Earth. Many people live on this planet with us. People live almost everywhere on the planet where there is land. Of course, the people are really much smaller on the planet than they look in this drawing. I'll scoot it up so you guys can see that. Okay, that was the end of the chapter. Okay, great. So I'm going to sign off that step. If you have a globe at home, we're going to do this next step with a globe. But if you don't have a globe, don't worry because I have a globe here and we can do it together. So the first thing is here, ours, I know in the packet says usually brown for the land and blue for the water, but in this one, hopefully you can see it, we have different colors for the land, but blue for the water. So for instance, here is North America, and here, actually, in Oregon, right about here, is right where I am. So if you guys want to type in where you are, I'd be happy to show as best I can on the globe where some of you guys are so you can get an idea of where everybody is who's in on this webinar. Oh, good. We have someone else from Oregon. We have Lucas and Lila from New Jersey, which is right about here. Sorry, it's not so good to see it on the webinar. We've got Rachel, who's in California, which is right there. We've got Amelia, who's from Willamina, just down the road from us. And Annette, who's also from Oregon. If you guys who are on the chat could switch over to the Q&A mode, that would help. Perfect. We've got some Oregonians. We've got some people from New Jersey, California, all over the place. That's great. Okay, good. Okay, we're going to sign off the next step that I've done. And we're going to go back. We're going to do a little bit more reading. Hi, Trinity. Thank you for letting me know what your name is. And it looks like we've got some people also from Colorado and Massachusetts. Welcome. Okay, so we're going to read next. We're going to read from a chapter called Gravity. We're going to read the first part of that. Just one second. Okay, gravity. When you throw a ball into the air, it flies up in the air and then comes down. The ball hits the ground, bounces, and stops. It falls to the ground because Earth pulls everything on it toward the center or middle of the planet. This pull is called gravity. And you can see in the arrows, it's pulling everything to the center. Gravity holds things on the planet. You can see gravity at work whenever you drop something and it falls to the ground. Gravity pulls on some things more than it does on others. For example, gravity does not pull as much on a ball as it does on a big rock. When gravity pulls more on one thing than another, we say that thing weighs more. So in this example, we say the rock weighs more than the ball. Some things are heavy and hard to pick up. Gravity pulls on them a lot. Like a car, a washing machine, a heavy rock. Other things are easy to pick up. Gravity does not pull on them as much. Some people being held on Earth by gravity. Okay, great. So that's all the reading we're going to do right now for that section. And we are going to sign that off. Okay, so let me just check that. I think there's a couple of questions. Okay, great. I think I've actually answered them all. Okay, so now I'm going to send you guys off to go do a little experiment. Drop something that obviously isn't going to break if you drop it, like a ball or something else. And I want you to notice how gravity pulls it towards the Earth. And then you're going to find two objects that you could drop without hurting them. One should not weigh very much, and one should weigh more. And then I want you to drop them and then see if you can notice something about gravity when you do that. So I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to go off and do that. And then you can just let me know when you've done it and what you notice about the things. Adele, if you're still listening, if you haven't gone off to go drop a couple things, you can take notes if you want to, but it's not required. Yes, Amelia, I saw that you raised your hand. If you want to type in your question into the Q&A box, I'll be happy to answer it for you. You're right, Amelia, it does bounce. Good. And Danette, yep, the heavier object definitely does fall down faster. Good. What did you find when you dropped the balloon and the basketball? I bet one definitely dropped faster than the other. Great, Adele. Yes, the small ball bounced. Great. Okay, great. Anybody else do that and want to let me know what ended up happening? Yeah, you're right. The basketball went down faster than the balloon. Great. Good. Nice, Kinley. Yeah, I bet the handkerchief took quite a while to get to the ground when you dropped it. Good, Lucas and Leah. Yep, I bet the ball fell a lot faster than the tissue. Okay, great. Good. Yep, good. Great. Well, it looks like some of you guys, you noticed some things about the gravity. Good. Okay, so we can sign off the next step. Now the next thing I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna toss two different things in the air, and I'm gonna try to stand so you guys can still see me. And then to just do my own little demonstration of what happens when I toss up something that's heavier and something that's lighter. So my heavy thing is basketball. When I toss it up, kind of comes down kind of fast, not super fast, but just kind of fast. And then my lighter thing is actually pretty fun. If you guys can see, this is a globe, and it's like a beach ball globe, so it's pretty light, filled with air. Can you guys notice how it's longer for that to come down? I definitely noticed that. Okay, good, great. Now, the next thing that I'm gonna have you guys do, the next step, is actually for you to draw a picture of what it would be like if we didn't have gravity. And then I'm gonna put an email address up on the next screen because I want you to share them with me because I want to see what they look like. So the next thing is for you to draw a picture of what life would be like without gravity and share it with me at this email address, geographywithrobin@delphian.org. So we're going to take a couple minutes to draw that picture. I'm going to see if I can figure out how to draw a picture on here too, so you guys can see my picture. So let's start on that. Kinley would like to say hi to Amelia because they're classmates. How nice that you guys are both being able to do this. And Rachel, I see that you dropped a feather and a straw. That was cool that you did two sort of light things. Okay, let's see if I can figure out how to draw a picture on this. Okay, here's my earth. It's not so easy to draw on a whiteboard like this. I'm sure your guys's will be much better than mine. I can't wait to see them. Okay, great. There's my picture of what it would look like if we didn't have gravity. I would float, and I guess that's a cat, maybe. Some animals would float too. So cat, dog, bunny, whatever. Okay, great. Well, I'm going to give you guys a couple more minutes to draw that, and then we'll get back. If you guys could shoot me a little line in the Q&A box when you're done, then I'll know. Great, thank you for letting me know that you finished. Great, Amelia, that you're all done too. Amelia says hi back, Kinley. Great. I think, great, Adele, Kinley, great. Trinity, you didn't know how to do it? You didn't know how to draw the picture? Or do something else? Great, Rachel. I'm glad you finished your drawing. I can't wait to see it. Oh, to send it. Okay. Well, Trinity, if you, maybe your parents could help you. If you don't have an email, if they have an email, to send any drawings to that email. And I think what I can do is also put it in my follow-up, in the follow-up email that you'll get when we finish this. Oh, so if you just respond to that email with the picture, then it'll get to me. Hope that is helpful. Okay, great. Good. Do we need a couple more minutes to finish up our pictures, everybody? Just let me know. Okay, great. Thank you for sharing your email with me. Okay, great. I think we are going to move on. And if you guys want to spend a little bit more time making that picture, then that's totally fine. Okay, good. So I'm going to sign that step off, and now we are going to read again. And we are going to read the section up and down. So here we go, up and down. Gravity pulls you toward Earth, and that direction is always called down. The other direction away from the planet is called up. So anywhere you go on Earth, the sky is up and the ground under your feet is down. When you look at a picture of the planet, it looks like some of the people would be upside down. But if you went to the places where those people are, it would not seem like you were upside down. When you looked up, you would still see the sky. When you looked down, you would see the ground. Okay, that's all we're gonna read for that one. So we can sign off that step. Thank you, Jennifer, for letting me know that you finished your picture. I look forward to seeing it. Okay, so for this one, if you happen to have a globe at home, you can do this, but if not, I have a globe and I'm gonna show you this. We're gonna just do a little bit more to show about this idea of up and down. So here's my little guy, we'll call him Bob. So if I put Bob here and if he's up, right, the sky is up and the ground is down. Now, let's say flip the Earth upside down. If he's in Antarctica, Antarctica, studying penguins, what's up? The sky, and what's down? The ground. So the idea is no matter where you are, the sky is up and the ground is down. Great. Okay, so I'm going to sign that little part off. Thank you, Kinley, for sending me your picture. I can't wait to see it. Okay. Okay, good. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to read. And we're going to read a section called Land, Water, and Air. I'll pull that up on the screen right now. Okay, here we go. Land, water, and air. On planet Earth, there are big areas of land. These are called continents. Most of the people on Earth live on the continents. The Earth also has big areas of water. These are called oceans. There is air around our planet. The air around Earth is called the atmosphere. Our bodies need this air to live. We breathe it all the time. In this picture, you can sort of see the blue around the Earth, and that's what they're talking about with the atmosphere. Just one second. Let me look at my other book because I'm not quite sure what this next page is. Oh, that's all. That's the end of that chapter. Okay. I do think the Earth is 90% water, though I'm not quite sure exactly. But you're right, that's cool. Okay, so we're going to look at some pictures that I have on my slideshow. Let me pull up that slideshow to show some pictures. Okay, so if you look at this picture, you can notice the land and the water, right? The clouds, the land, and the water, and the air around it. Any guesses where this is? And here's another one. where it's land, air, and water. This is actually, it's hard to tell from this one, but this is New Zealand, which is near Australia. Now in this picture, you can see, notice the thin blue fuzz right above the earth and how thin that is. That's a picture of the atmosphere. And there's another one, you kind of have to look, I tilt my head a little bit to look at it, but you can see around the edge the thin blue fuzz, and that's also the atmosphere. Okay, good. Well, now we've done 2 steps, 2 more steps on our learning guide. And we're gonna go back to reading. We're gonna read about the sun next, which is what this yellow, big yellow thing is here. The sun is a huge burning ball that we see in the sky during the day. The light from the sun shines on Earth and gives us light and heat. We can feel the heat from the sun when we go outside on a sunny day. The light and heat from the sun makes it possible for living things to grow on Earth. The sun is much bigger than the Earth. It is very far away, much farther than it looks in this drawing, which I apologize isn't super clear to you guys. But let me see if I can show it in this. Like here. See, that's the drawing that I'm talking about. It's a picture of some people playing out in the sun. Okay, great. I have a couple of questions here. Oh, the name of this book is called Earth One, Sun, Earth, and Moon and Stars. Sun, Earth, Moon, and Stars. And if you're interested in buying it, I think when you get the response from this webinar, there'll be a link to a place where you could buy it if you're interested in doing that. And I have a couple of hands raised. Amelia, you have a question? Sorry, hold on one second. I'm not quite sure what I did. I'm so sorry. Okay. Amelia, just one second, guys. So sorry, so sorry. Just one second. Have some technical difficulties, so just give me a second. Hi guys, I'm back. Sorry, I was having some technical difficulties. I'm hoping that you can see me. Great, you can. I can't see me, but that's okay. Um, sorry, I know I disappeared on you guys. I ended up having some technical difficulties. Good. Okay, so we're gonna move on. We just have a couple more minutes here. And the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna read something called Day and Night. So I'm gonna put that up on the screen. One meaning of day is the time it is light outside. These boys are playing outside during the day. Night is the time it is dark outside. Just 1 second. Okay, the earth spins. Day and night happen because the earth spins. To us, it feels like earth is standing still, but it is really turning around and around. Another word for spinning or turning is rotate. So we say that earth rotates because it spins around. You can show this with a globe. As Earth rotates, the sun shines on one side of the planet, so it's light on that side. It's day there. So you can see the yellow arrows is the sunlight, and it's day on the side where it's light, and it's night on the other side. The side of the planet that's turned away from the sun is dark. It is night there. Suppose this is you standing on Earth in the dark. It's night for you. Earth continues to turn, and soon you are in the light. Now it is day for you. Earth continues to rotate, so night turns to day and day turns to night again and again. Each time Earth makes a complete turn all the way through night and day is called a complete rotation. This takes 24 hours. This is another meaning of day, the time it takes Earth to make one complete turn or rotation. So day can mean the time it's light, or the time it takes the Earth to spin all the way around once. If Earth didn't rotate, we would not have day and night. It would just stay dark on one side all the time and light on the other. Okay, great. I think. Okay, and that is all the time I have right now. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope it was educational and entertaining and that you learned a couple of things that you didn't know before. And if you have any other questions, you can always send me those questions at geographywithrobin@delphian.org. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good afternoon or day.